Okay, so a lot of people, they deal with the holidays in different ways. Some are a little bit less than pleased to be opening Christmas gifts and watching Christmas movies. They might just be bitter because they have some Hollywood trauma, not Hollywood, holiday trauma. There's a new survey out that reveals you're not alone if you are losing your love for the holidays. A poll of nearly 2,000 adults who celebrate found that 31%, that's a third of people, are, quote, bored with the usual traditions and would rather swap them for new alternatives. That list includes things like sending Christmas cards, wearing ugly Christmas sweaters, gift giving, Secret Santa, and listening to Christmas songs as the things that they really don't want to do. Okay, the survey poses the question, are some Americans losing the Christmas spirit? It sounds like it. Joining me right now, pop culture journalist for Instinct magazine and host of the Naughty But Nice podcast, Corey Andrew. Thank you so much for being here. I don't like this topic at all. It sounds very negative. Can we give some hope to the people?
Yes. There's lots of hope. First of all, you know what? Every day is a blessing. Let's just start with that. We have a chance to kind of make each other's lives happier and more fun. The thing is, the older traditions are just sort of going by the wayside. We can bring those back. The Christmas card thing is something we should try to bring back. It's personalized. It looks like you cared a little bit more. There's some ritual in it. You have to fold up the card and put it in there, go to the mail, and send it off. And it looks a lot more like you gave a darn about sending that sentiment. So now we have the digital world, right? You send a text, you send an email. It is not quite the same. So we can really reclaim that magic just putting the effort in.
So do you think that there is a way to change your mood? It's nice what you're saying, that gratitude, that writing a Christmas card, very, very sweet. But how do we, as those who love Christmas and love the holidays, possibly influence those who are Scrooges this time of year?
Yes, we all know a few of them. But, I think what you do is you have to control you, and you can influence how others are impacting the world. So, for example, you go out in the world and you give gifts that are meaningful to people, things that are experiential, things that maybe can change lives. Nowadays, you have people taking, like, for example, the Advent calendar, and instead of giving like candy and gifts every day, it's a different act of gratitude daily, so that people then understand how they can impact others. So I know it seems a little hokey and maybe Pollyanna, but I really do personally believe that we're projecting what we want to have given back to us. And that's how we have to exist, especially at the holidays.
In terms of creating our own traditions, I remember, there are a lot of us who didn't have the happiest childhood memories around Christmas. Especially if you grew up in poverty, if you grew up not receiving gifts because parents couldn't afford to give them to you. So there's a bit of a hang up over gift giving, and maybe you don't know how to buy a gift. What advice would you give those folks?
Well, first of all, also, even with that, commercialization of holidays, it's just really difficult for everyone. And financially, you made a great point. But that's why I say even give something personal. If you do want to give something, share with someone a meal, prepare something that you've done with your own hands. Even when it comes to holiday decorations, one of the lost arts that we see happening now, the lost art of making holiday decorations. You can include children in that process. So it's creative, and you can talk while you're working and have a little connection time. And so, again, it really boils down to, I know it's a difficult time for a lot of us, but if you put some thought into maybe how you're going to celebrate and go out in the world and really interact with something meaningful versus a purchased gift or another gift card to a food chain, that is going to be the difference in the impact you make.
And in terms of those who, their family traditions have been kind of lackluster, maybe you have a neighbor and it's like everybody seems to get along, everybody seems to want to be there, and then at your house it's kind of like muted.
Right.
What's something, they're not going to be the ones that go out caroling tonight.
No. But you know what, though? Speaking of caroling, that's a lost art as well. People used to do that, and they don't anymore. And, I'm a singer, so I'm ready to get out there and deck the halls. But no one really wants to hear that anymore because we're all so sort of compartmentalized. But what I will say about that is, today it's very difficult for families to come together as well because we're in such a political divide. So that is another added component. So what I tell people is, quite honestly, don't go into environments, even if it's family, where you aren't going to feel your best and feel love, right? So I think it's really about protecting self in these situations and really going out and just trying to have the best holiday experience for you and not necessarily trying to live up to the traditions of the past.
Well,
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.